Right then, I'm now here for my prediction for Oleksandr Usyk's improved game plan for his rematch against Tyson Fury. Obviously, Oleksandr Usyk won the first fight and became the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. And this is what I think Oleksandr Usyk might have to adjust going into the rematch. Because obviously Fury's going to make adjustments as well. This is going to be interesting. What is Oleksandr Usyk's improved game plan for this rematch? And I do think Oleksandr Usyk will win the fight, and I think it will be an improved game plan. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. I will do one of these videos for Fury as well about a possible game plan that he might come into the fight with. So yes, a first big thing which I think Oleksandr Usyk is going to come into this fight with is more headhunting, in my opinion. I think we're going to see more headhunting from Oleksandr Usyk in this fight because I think it's clear Oleksandr Usyk now knows for a fact he can hurt Fury upstairs and it can play a big factor in the fight. And ever since Usyk hurt Fury badly upstairs in that ninth round, Fury wasn't really the same for the rest of the fight and couldn't continue a pace. That's the big thing here, and that is what Oleksandr Usyk needs to do. I believe first 2 rounds, Usyk's going to be targeting the body quite a bit. Then eventually, I feel like Usyk's going to have his headhunting opportunities earlier in the fight than he did last time, but he also needs to be able to create them, be even more awkward than he was the first time with that lead hand. But also as well, I feel like the pressure of Oleksandr Usyk is going to be even more challenging for Tyson Fury this time round, possibly, in my opinion, as well. So I think the pressure of Oleksandr Usyk is going to be even more than what it was in the first fight. And I feel like also as well, a big thing here is that the pressure of Usyk has to be more consistent throughout the fight. In my opinion, and I feel like the volume of Usyk's going to be more as well, because obviously I think at times in the first fight, Fury was the more volume fighter, but Usyk was the way more accurate fighter, picking his shots more smartly than what Fury was. And I think that's going to be the case this time as well. Usyk's going to be the more accurate fighter, but I also feel like he's going to be the fighter with the more volume as well. That is what I think Usyk probably needs to do. Be accurate, but also have more volume. Because I think Usyk now knows the volume to the head as well, it really can bother Tyson Fury and put him off guard. So that's what I think Oleksandr Usyk's probably going to bring into this fight. More volume upstairs is a big thing in my opinion. And I feel like a better cardio for Usyk as well, we're going to see. Obviously, we all know how great Usyk's cardio is anyway. But it kind of is like he had to kind of take those mid rounds off a bit in that first fight. And I don't think that's going to happen again. I feel like Usyk's going to be more aggressive upstairs. And I think that could lead to a chance of Usyk possibly dropping Fury in the middle rounds. And I feel like if Usyk can do that, that's a big thing. I feel like Usyk's not going to let the middle round slip like they did last time. I feel like middle rounds could possibly be some big rounds for Oleksandr Usyk where he can really put it on Fury and put him in a bit of trouble and possibly drop him in those middle rounds this time. I think Usyk's very good at adjusting and he's going to learn from his mistakes. So that's the kind of thing that we're going to see here, in my opinion. I think there's a possible chance that Tyson Fury's more aggressive, and Oleksandr Usyk knows this as well. I think Oleksandr Usyk knows that the uppercut from Tyson Fury's coming. Fury knew that, he got good success with the uppercut in that first fight. So I think Usyk's defense is going to be much better defending that uppercut. And I feel like Usyk, this time around, he's going to have ways to be able to counter that uppercut and find much more ways to stop it, in my opinion. Now, he's had about 7 months to go back, have a look at that. I think Oleksandr Usyk knows some ways to be able to counter the uppercut of Tyson Fury and find ways around defending it better than he did in the first fight. Because I do think after, to be fair, when Fury got a bit of success with it, Usyk was good at being able to adjust to it and didn't get hurt as badly again after the second round, after that 6th round, with that big uppercut that landed on him. Usyk adjusted to be able to defending it. This time now, 7 months on, I think that's only going to be better because Usyk's going to have that in his game plan, and he's going to be much more wary of it this time. I think that's what's going to happen. I feel like as well, possibly, I think it's very likely that Tyson Fury is trying to instigate the clinch quite a bit more in this fight as well. He's going to be trying to grab Oleksandr Usyk. Usyk, I think, is going to have to be active in those clinches, and that's what I think he will be. Usyk's going to be active in those clinches, or, trying to get out of them by, having some very smart ways to be able to get away from those clinches. And he's not going to be a moving target. And even if Fury does get a bit of success with those clinches, Usyk's going to have loads of ways in his mind in order to adjust and make sure those things don't happen again, because he can't let Fury wear him out and put all of his weight on him. That's probably what Fury might do. So Usyk's going to know that and find a way around that, in my opinion. And he had his ways in the first fight as well, but this time there's probably going to be more of that from Fury. But Usyk probably knows that as well, in my opinion. I think we're probably going to see more of. I think the bounce from Oleksandr Usyk, that's going to be more consistent this time round. Obviously, it was very good in the first fight. We knew how great the bounce was of Usyk. Very good in the early rounds, and it was back on from round 9 onwards. I feel like it's going to be more consistent this time round, in my opinion. I feel like Usyk's going to be even fitter than he usually is for his fights. And, always, if both opponents are tight, like Usyk and Fury both were in those later stages, Usyk's always going to be fitter than you. And it's proven to be. But this time I reckon Usyk's going to try and make it worse for Tyson Fury. And he's going to be not 5 times fitter than, well, not 10 times fitter than him this time, but probably 20 times fitter than him this time coming into the rematch, in my opinion. Last time he was 10 times fitter than him. This time he'll be about 20 times fitter than Tyson Fury. That's what I think Usyk's going to probably try and have coming into this fight, in my opinion. So it's interesting. It really is. But I feel like Usyk's good at being able to fight at different paces. And I think that's what he did in the first fight. But this time in the rematch, I think Usyk's going to try and set the pace from the very first bout and keep that exact same pace to the very last bout. I think that's what Usyk's going to do. And I think that would be important if that happens for Oleksandr Usyk. And that is what he does. So, yeah. That's what I think Oleksandr Usyk's improved game plan could be going to the rematch against Tyson Fury. That's what I think Usyk's going to do, and I do think Usyk will win the fight. Anyway, gonna win this video. Thanks for watching. Speak to you on the next.